Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square here with T-Square Talk. It is 7:45 last night, and I decided to do my video really early, actually. Why? I would say because I have a great video for you, but I can tell you, most of you, you don't even really need a great video today. You're feeling great already. Why? Because the cup and handle pattern is officially complete now, as silver did just rocket up a few minutes ago to $84.03, and extreme volatility happening in the market. When I say volatility, I shouldn't really say volatility. I should just say extreme volume is actually what I should say. You can see the volume that is trading right now is extremely higher than normal. And I guess I could say volatility because not even a week ago, what were we down to a week ago? We were down to $73. And a lot of people just had no clue what was going on, as people were actually scared not too long ago when silver hit $69. Let me put this in perspective. 11 days ago, $69. $69 11 days ago. A lot of you are celebrating right now, knowing that it's inevitable. Now that we just hit that pattern, we had the cup and handle right here. You can see it. Boom. And we are officially back up to the high. We did hit an all-time high just a few minutes ago. Now, unfortunately, the U.S. markets are not open right now. But this is going to still show up tomorrow. And a lot of traders are going to realize what's going on. And big banks are going to realize what's going on too. Now, they may try to crush the silver price, but I think it will be extremely dangerous. They played games for the last couple weeks, and they managed to take the price from $54 all the way down to $70, and then it started popping back up quick, and then they decide, hey, let's try it again. Let's beat it down. They got it down to 69. It pops up again to 260, and then it drops down again. To think they would be stupid enough. And here's the thing. I'm probably going to say a few things in today's video that might offend some people, the clueless people. I hate to say that because that may sound bad. But I'm gonna be a little arrogant today, because it blows my mind that there are people out there that think that silver is going to get beat down to nothing. That people think that silver could even be $20 again. Blows my mind. And I've actually heard people say that. I've actually heard people say eventually it's just a matter of time before it goes back to 20. Here's the thing. There's a difference between wishful thinking and wanting something to happen to what is inevitable. With everything going on in the world, it's inevitable, in my personal opinion, that silver is going to go higher. The manipulation is so blatantly obvious now that the cat is out of the bag. Do you really think people don't realize what's going on? Every little bit of silver is slowly getting scraped up. And they need higher prices. They need higher prices because there are, let's be honest, people that saw silver hit $82, $83 and sold. Now, let's be honest. A lot of this is paper trading. Excuse me. A lot of this is paper trading that's going on, that's making these huge drops, and then people trying to buy it up. The physical, they're buying physical. Don't be fooled. And some people are buying paper. I heard someone come out the other day and say, yeah, maybe, but the best way to just buy silver is just buy SLV paper silver. There's no such thing as physical silver versus paper silver. Silver is silver. It's a myth that they're not going to have the silver to deliver. I can't even believe that someone would have the audacity to come out and say that. And here's the thing. I said by the 15th, which will be Wednesday, we're going to see the all-time high, and we're probably going to see another push higher, that next leg. Now, here's the thing. You guys are watching this Monday morning. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know if Monday morning, Sunday night, they had a pullback. Personally, I don't think there's a pullback coming because everybody that was going to sell their silver sold between the 28th of December and yesterday. And there might be a few people that are selling right now, but I think the markets are just going to eat that up. Who's going to eat that up? Anybody that is selling, that silver is probably going to a refinery. Coin shops, I mean, a lot of coin shops are struggling right now because, let's see, who's a coin shop selling to? Coin shops are selling to everyday people like me and you. Coin shops, even the places that we buy gold, who are they selling to? They're not selling to everyday people like me and you because everyday people like me and you at $84 almost can't afford a lot of silver anymore. So let's just say you go and you sell. Who's buying it? Yeah, coin shops will buy it, but they're going to sell it off to a refinery. That refinery is going to suck that up, refine it into bars, and it's going to get sold off for, created into 1,000-ounce bars. Maybe, some bullion companies might buy that silver and maybe have it refined into 1-ounce coins. They'll buy 1-ounce coins and stuff, or maybe they'll just buy it on the secondhand market. Because let's be honest, when people turn in large amounts of coins to refineries, a refinery doesn't always melt it down. Sometimes they'll sell stuff to their authorized dealers at a low price. That could be 90% silver. That could be 1-ounce silver rounds. Rarely do you see secondhand dealers right now buying 10-ounce kilos, 100-ounce bars. You don't generally see that. Why? Because the amount of money that's tied up right now in 100-ounce bar of silver, that's a minimum of $8,300. Think about that for a minute. $8,300 for a 100-ounce bar. It's easier to just have it refined down into 1-ounce coins, and then maybe you'll get, a premium on it. They'll be able to sell it to someone that will pay a little bit of a premium, or most likely they'll just merge it into a 5,000 ounce bar or a 1,000-ounce bar, and it will get pushed off to some big industrial company, and they'll turn that silver into solar panel paste, or they'll use it for conductors. So that's pretty much all we're going to really talk about today. I'm gonna scroll through some different stuff. I mean, the video's not over, but I don't really have a structured talk because I knew this was coming, and most of you knew this was coming. It's not. I don't think for a minute that those of you that follow the channel didn't see this coming. I mean, you might have had a little doubts that we would see it by the 15th. I think it's inevitable now what's going on. And they're using these few week time periods to essentially suck up as much silver as they can. I heard someone the other day, this kind of made me laugh. I heard someone the other day say to somebody, the person's like, "Hey, do you got any silver to sell? Would you sell anything?" He goes, "Not really. I wouldn't sell any of mine right now." He goes, "You wouldn't let it go for anything?" He goes, "The only way I would sell some silver right now is for $100 an ounce." I was like, damn, that's an $18 at the time. That's like an $18, $19 premium. And I'm like, I laughed to myself. I try to be respectful. You guys, I can be a little more open. I can be a little more honest with you guys. Most of you don't know me in person. If you're a member of the channel, you may have met me already. You know me. Some of the members even have my phone number. I keep in touch with y'all on a regular basis. Some of y'all. So, you guys understand what's going on. If you're a serious stacker, you believe what is about ready to happen. So we're going to be jumping around today, really talking about different stuff. I actually read a comment this morning. I don't know if I should talk about it because I wanted to do an episode on it, one of the mini episodes. And if you don't know what I mean by the fundamentals of gold and silver series, definitely check that out. I'm trying to catch up right now. I'm still one episode behind because I'm trying to do one episode every day for the year. And if you keep up with these are episode basics. I did just put up last night, I put up episode 10. But here's the thing. At the time, we're on the 11th, which means I'd like to be on episode 11. I expect I'm going to make that up probably on Sunday next week. The same thing I did, just like I put up 2 episodes, 9 in the morning and 10 in the evening yesterday. And I usually do 1 episode in the evening, and then I do my long talk like I'm doing right now every morning. Plus, I throw up some little shorts, and not every short is related to gold and silver. It's just something about me, maybe. I might show some really cool stuff that I picked up, or that I was around when it came across their desk, and it ended up, some of this stuff right here actually all got melted down. I only picked up 1 of these 5 coins that were here. Maybe I went to a museum. Maybe I'm talking about something cool that I think's a great deal. Or maybe I'm just going out to eat. Or maybe I'm cooking something at home. Or maybe this one, Surf and Crab. I love this restaurant. Pick 3, lunchtime, $24. Not endorsed by Surf and Crab, but I'm like, that's a pretty awesome deal for $24. Unfortunately, it's only from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Monday through Friday. Don't try to get that in the evening for $24 or you won't get it. I know I had a bunch of subscribers say, you ever going to bring back the cooking videos? Some of y'all know I like to cook. When I cook, I'm a little bit of a show off. As you can see in this short right here, where I cooked the bacon wrapped asparagus, some lobster tails, and bacon wrapped filet mignon. I do like cooking a lot. I hope someday I'm going to be in the Philippines, maybe get to learn some of the Asian techniques to cooking. You never know. But definitely, if you're not subscribed to the channel, help me out by taking a few minutes. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. If there's something about the channel you like, go ahead and put it in the comments. If there's something about the channel that you think maybe I could improve upon, I can tell you right now, I am the type of person that I can take constructive criticism. So who knows? Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up if you like the video. If you don't like the video, then hit that thumbs down button, but hit it twice. Just make sure you hit it twice if you're going to hit it. That way you know it takes. Some of y'all get that joke. Jumping over. Assets based by market capitalization. We knew it was just a matter of time. How many of y'all remember when I was doing videos when it was in 7th place? Might have even been 8th place. I think it was actually 8th place. Yeah, it was 8th place. Bitcoin was a little bit ahead of it at the time. At the time of doing that, we had Bitcoin in 7th. Silver was in 9th. We had Bitcoin in 8th. We actually had Amazon, and then at the time it was Apple, and then Microsoft, and then Google, and then I can't remember how it played out. Something extras fell out. I can't go down for some reason on this one. But needless to say, NVIDIA. Everybody thought NVIDIA could never be taken down. Now, $200 billion over NVIDIA. Literally blew NVIDIA out of the water. Could we see another beatdown, though? A lot of people wondering that. I had one friend say, dude, you need to sell your stack. You know, I would like to think that you're like a son to me. I said, you are literally like a father to me. But you just don't understand when it comes to what's going on with silver. And good friend of mine. I'm telling you, this guy has been a friend of mine since I was literally 13, 14. He lived right near me, and we've been friends ever since. But he said, you're a smart person, but I'm telling you, take profits. You're going to feel horrible if it plunges back down to $30. And here's the thing. When I hear people say that, I might be polite. I usually am, but inside I'm laughing because with the demand for silver picking up, more and more people are buying it. More and more people are not willing to let it go. The people that were going to let it go at $80, $85, they've already done let it go. They've let it go already. Now the people holding it, most of them are going to hold out until $100 silver. $100. So I personally don't expect any legit beatdown until we see $100 silver. Then we might see some of the refineries start getting flooded again. Had a lot of people ask me, what about when you used to say the fair market value of silver, you would sell half your silver if it hit $50, $60? Okay. Now, the fair market value of everything as a steak. I was telling someone the other day, I said, I go to the grocery store now and I just buy my own steak, a ribeye at the grocery store. It's $9.99 a pound. Back when I said that, a ribeye was literally either $5.99 a pound or $6.99 a pound. We're not talking Angus Choice Prime ribeyes. We're talking value beef, a cow that was raised in Mexico, that was butchered up, and they took out the ribeyes and brought it over here. And essentially it got cut up, and USD never really got to inspect it. I don't care who puts their hands on my meat. Well, that didn't come out right. I don't care if USD inspected my steak or not. I mean, I don't care if the cow was fed in Mexico and raised in Mexico. I'm sorry. I can't help laughing. I'm still thinking of that. I didn't mean it like that. It just sounded weird for some people. They're like, what? But you got to understand. It doesn't matter to me. But they want to say that it's a cheaper beef. Well, now that cheaper beef is still $9.99 a pound. So people need to understand inflation is going to start ramping up. They can't hide it forever. I was listening to something today where Trump was getting asked, what are you going to do with the oil? What oil? The oil that we confiscated. He goes, we're keeping it. We're keeping the oil. We're keeping the ships. We're keeping everything. And it's comical in a way, but it shows you what's going on. If you realize what is going on, the dollar, let's be honest, the dollar is in trouble. Maybe some of y'all follow on a daily basis the DXY, which the DXY right now is showing 99, and we'll say 99. I was about to say 99.1. 99. I mean, but what's that down? That's down, 10% all last year? Can it go lower? Here's the thing. It can go a lot lower. And as the DXY goes lower, you can expect gold and silver to go higher. Now, with that being said, they can also continue. I believe that they are manipulating the DXY. Some people might say, how can they do that? It's a basket of currencies. Well, all you got to do is cause problems for other countries' currencies, and in return, their country comes down, which makes ours stronger. It'd be like running a marathon, and just before the marathon starts, I don't know, we trip one of the other runners. He pulls a muscle. Maybe we put some, what do they call those? I can't remember what it was. There was a chocolate that someone asked me to try one day. And it basically helps you go. It helps you have bowel movements. People joke. I'm just saying, it's kind of funny. But where I'm going with this is, do you think the U.S. don't do what it takes to make the dollar look stronger? In fact, I think they might even talk to some countries and say, look, if we can lower your currency, you can buy our currency and you can make a profit. And so I wouldn't be surprised if certain countries were even in on the game. At the end of the day, as long as the country makes more money, even though it's not really money, but a lot of people don't understand that. Gold and silver is money. It is wealth. And everything else is not wealth. But, I would expect a lot of other stuff to be slowly coming up in the green this week. And that's why we see Bitcoin up 0.5% right now. It's not just going to be gold and silver that goes up. What else is going to go up? Your car. You go buy a car, that's going to go up, which we're going to talk about a car here if I remember in just a minute. I kind of debated if I wanted to talk about it because I really wanted to do a short video on this after reading a comment. And one comment came out. You know what? I'm here. I might as well just talk about it now. A comment came out yesterday saying I'm on the fence of selling some of my silver and getting a new car. And here's the thing. A lot of you that have been stacking for a while, if you have truly been dedicated to what you've been doing, I totally understand that. You have already sacrificed so much to build your stack. Now, personally, I wouldn't let it go at $84 right now. I would wait probably until Wednesday, Thursday. Let's get it pushed up a little bit more. And then if someone says, oh, I can give you a couple dollars under spot for it, hey, there you go. Now you're up to $85 still. But where am I going with that? I understand where people are. People have been having a hard time. A lot of people that watch this channel have been telling me I can't afford to stack as much. And if someone told me they wanted to cash out their silver, a good portion of their silver, and get a car, I understand that. I will say, after reading that comment, though, I replied on that comment too. I don't normally reply on a comment until the comment has been up for 1 day now. And I'll tell you why. Because if you put a comment and I reply on it, you sometimes get a notification. Hey, T-Square Talk replied on your comment. You jump over, it starts playing the video. It starts playing the video for like, I don't know, however long it takes you to read that comment. And you've already watched the video. You're not going to watch it a second time. So you leave. Well, YouTube looks at that as, oh, he didn't watch the whole video. He left in the first whatever. That's why some people don't even put comments. But me, it's more important that I have a back and forth with you. That's why on Fridays, all your comments on Friday get read on Saturday morning, and we talk about every single comment. Nothing gets by me on them days because I want to make sure that you guys, if you have questions, that you're asking them. Not because this is financial advice, because this is not financial advice. It's just my opinion. And yes, I'll be honest, I like to think my opinion is a good opinion. It's doing me well right now, and I think it's doing a lot of you well, but it's not just my opinion alone. There's a lot of other people that have similar opinions. Unless you're saying that silver's going to go down to 50 or 40 or even worse, 20. Well, then that's not really a valued opinion. How many of y'all remember Jim Cramer? The sell, squawk box, mad money. It doesn't make sense. Silver at $54, but now it's getting hammered. Look at it now, 48, 47. Went down to 46. He tells his audience to sell into the drop. If that ain't a shell, a person trying to do what he's told, I don't know what is. But it's not just him. It's big mainstream media. It's even what used to be known as gold and silver channels, which blows my mind. They've wanted to hype up Bitcoin. It's guys like Dave Ramsey. What kind of person buys gold and silver, puts their money in that? That's the stupidest investment ever. You know, it doesn't pay you dividends. No, it doesn't pay you dividends, but it keeps going up in value, and it's heavily needed by industry. And if you need to sell a little, you're not going to have a hard time selling. You know, obviously, you might have to take a little bit of a hit, but does it matter? I mean, let's just say, someone said, okay, I'll buy all your silver right now. I'll give you 5 under spot. Does it matter? 5 under spot, if you bought at 20, still puts you way ahead of the pack. Now, if you're one of those people that says, oh, I bought on December 28th at $83, plus I paid a $2 or $3 premium, I'm still down. Okay. And you didn't think it would be a good idea to buy any of this drop when it was cheaper? When it got down to $69 and you could have bought it at $69 plus a $3 premium, they didn't think it was a good idea to buy? You're just unlucky. I hate to say it like that. You're unlucky. But you're only unlucky for right now because odds are I believe it's going to go a whole lot higher. I really do. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. We could see the price plunge, but I don't think that will happen. I mean, when I look at charts like 1 month, a month ago, silver was at $62. 3 months ago, silver was at $46. 6 months ago, You could have bought in silver for $40. 1 year ago. 1 year ago. You could have bought in silver for $29 with a small spot where you could have actually bought it for 27, like a 2-day window where on April 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, the price plunged and silver got as low as $26, $27. There's been opportunities. And people don't see what's going on. No matter how you look at it, when you see these cup and handles, it's not 100%. Like, look at this right here. This cup and handle right here. That was a nice one, too. That happened right here. The cup and handle started on the 16th. But it was too soon to see the cup and handle. Once it came up and made the full cup, and we got back up to that $53, and then they tanked it again. Keep in mind the time frame. That was October 17th. We got the full cup November 14th. And then all of a sudden, by November 28th, almost a month and 10 days, we had the full formation. And then all of a sudden, we had one good day where it popped, and then it was just up and up and up and up and up and up and up. We've seen this. We've seen this awesome cup and handle pattern about 4 times this year. And every time we've seen the full cup and handle pattern, we've seen the move higher. That actually is a clear signal. It's not a guarantee, but it's a pretty good single. And we've seen it play out again right here. And people will talk about this cup and handle right here, especially when we see the big jump that's coming. Now, I know right now, here I am filming this at now 8 o'clock at night, 8:10. And someone might look at this, oh, it's coming down. It's only at 82.50. That's okay. We got until Wednesday to actually get it up there and hold. Do you think the markets are going to open tomorrow during the day? Or I should say today. You guys are seeing this early in the morning. You think the market's going to open in a couple hours and you're not going to see another move higher? We have seen the cup and handle play out, and then we have a day or two where it takes a little bit of a hit. But I don't even know if it's going to be that much of a hit. We're seeing an awesome consolidation right now. We're seeing people waking up. We're seeing a lot of action on Reddit groups. I'm going to show the Reddit group here page in just a minute. But before I do, let me talk a little bit about this. In 1920, a 5-bedroom, 1-bath, 1 porch sold for $1,793 Morgan dollars. Think about that for a minute. $1,793 Morgan dollars. At spot price today, that's approximately $120,000. You're not buying a 5-bedroom house for $120,000. And the reason is because everything has gone up more. Everything is worth more. And here's the thing. How much do you buy a house for today that's a 5-bedroom? I estimate $500,000. A 5-bedroom. We're not talking a small one. I know some people might say 4. Some people might say 5. Let's just say we go with 5. Shoot. I mean, well, no, I got to stick with 5 because that's pretty much in the average. Let's just say 5. We would need silver to go up a lot. We would need it to go up We would need it to go up to $358 an ounce to be able to buy a house today with the same amount of Morgan dollars as you could in 1920. But here's the thing. With the manipulation that we have stood through and waited through for as long as we have, I think when it gets to that point, it's going to keep going. People are going to be like, what in the world? And they're all going to want to jump in. And they're not going to be looking at the spot price of $200, $300. And I talked about this heavy in our fundamentals course. I shouldn't say course. It may get to be a course someday. But it's just fundamental episodes of gold and silver right now. Someday it might be a course. And right now you get to watch the course for free. So definitely take advantage of it right now. Hit the thumbs up when you watch it. Every video usually has a little link that can take you all the way back to episode 1, and you can watch all 10 episodes. They just follow one after the other. You get to the end, little hyperlinks pop up, 3 of them, and you can pick either the next episode, or you can pick episode 1, depending on where it is, and just kind of go through. Or you can just go to the main page and say, hey, which episodes did I not watch yet? And make sure you comment a number. If you watch episode 8, make sure you put episode 8, or, well, just put an 8. If you watch episode 10, put a 10 in there. Why? Because due to funny rules, if I give something away to members, I have to at least somehow give other people a chance to win it. Otherwise, the rules of the game and YouTube and everybody might cry. That's okay. So I will end up taking a comment from one video, and if that comment is randomly picked, it will become essentially a member for that day. And so it's kind of cool. It's a nice little way to have a shot at winning something. Now, I'll be honest, if I was on the average person watching, I would definitely put a comment in just so maybe I could have a shot at getting a free ounce of silver, especially with silver on the climb. Now we're talking 82.55. A little bit of a pull down, let's be honest, but I mean, does it really matter? I mean, yeah, we got up to 84.06. Where is it? Right there. Well, technically that's a little over. It was 84.06 briefly, and then we've seen it come all the way down to 82.36. Now we're at 82.55. So that was the story with this. I wanted to talk briefly about that because it was a Reddit thing that I found really interesting, that you could buy a house for $1,793 silver dollars. And today you can't. A lot of people like to say silver holds its value. Silver does hold its value unless it's being artificially manipulated down. I mean, you can't buy a physical Morgan dollar for dirt cheap. In fact, let's see, do I have something here? No, unfortunately I don't. I thought I had a market page opened up for somebody on what you could buy a actual Morgan dollar for, but I don't. What was the other thing? Oh, this was funny. This one cracks me up too. It cracks me up in the sense of the extremes. So this was a post that I briefly mentioned yesterday, and I looked at it real quick. So I wanted to show this because I found that awesome that Bank of America, but I don't have time to really talk too much during the short episodes, the fundamentals episodes. I have to kind of keep things at 10 minutes. Otherwise some people don't like long videos. So I try to appeal to everybody. I'm a people person. And needless to say, I did have someone leave me a comment yesterday. It said, dude, you need to start taking notes. If you think of something that you talk about in a short video, just take a note of it. And then you can talk about it on the long video. That's why I left this window up. Because I looked at this and I said 309. My prediction right now is looking more like 359. And I explained how that prediction plays out in that fundamental series episode 10 yesterday. And I said, oh, right. Well, Bank of America predicts gold to go from 4,538 in 2026. But they also expect silver to go to $309 in 2026. And while I was shooting the video, I just read it real quick, just so you guys could see it. And I was like, 309. Think about that. 309. I'm saying 359. They're saying 309. I think we're both in the ballpark. Banks are always way low on their predictions. They don't want you investing in gold and silver in general. They want you investing in dollars, bank CDs. They want you to give your money to the bank, essentially, and have your money in the bank and not getting rid of it, essentially, on precious metals. And as I'm looking at them, like, what? Wait a minute. Is that a typo? And I'm scrolling through, and I was like, what the heck? They're estimating gold this year to get as high as $4,538. I'm like, what? That's a pretty easy prediction since currently gold is at $4,566. I would say their prediction on the gold side is a little off since we're already $33 above their prediction. And we're only 12 days for you guys that are watching this right now into the year. But look, we actually got up to 4,600 earlier. Gold is looking great, in my opinion. Silver is looking greater. But at the end of the day, I certainly ain't going to knock gold. And I'm sure other metals are doing well. I haven't really priced them yet right now because I don't really follow platinum, palladium, that type of stuff. I do follow copper. I actually have one friend that he's got a bunch of copper, and he's always picking up ACs on the side of the road. And sometimes if I find an AC on the side of the road, I'll throw it in my vehicle, put it in my trunk, or put it in my truck. And essentially, when I see him, either I'll keep it, or when I see him, I'll be like, hey, I picked this AC up on the side of the road. I'll tell you what, you want to buy my taco today? Heck yeah. You know, what's a taco and a coffee cost? $5? You know, I know some people might say, what, $5 for that? But here's the thing. That AC with the copper that's in it is worth a lot more than $5. Just the cord on some ACs is $2. Literally. Why? Because they're buying right now number 2 copper unstripped. If you have 1 pound of it, you get essentially $3.30. I mean, a cord from a stove, a refrigerator, a vacuum cleaner, AC unit, those usually weigh 1 pound, essentially. Why? Because a vacuum cleaner cord, it's skinny, yes, but it's long. And when you throw that vacuum cleaner in a box with a bunch of other cords, I don't even bother stripping them. Why? I'll take the money on that. Some people say you can actually get more if you strip it. I don't think it's worth the more to put in the work. I'd rather just take the cord, cut it off. A lot of times I'll get the vacuum cleaner, toss the vacuum cleaner if it doesn't work, and cut the cord, and I'll keep the cord in my scrap bin, and the vacuum cleaner I just throw away. Same with any appliance that no longer works. I went to a yard sale one time, and I'd picked up, this wasn't even a long time ago, this was probably about 2-3 months ago, picked up a whole box of extension cords. Some of them are spliced together. You know how you see people sometimes, they get these extension cords and they want to make them work forever. And it was spliced together, and the person's like, yeah, but they still technically work. They do. I mean, I'm going to try to make the best out of it. What's the absolute best deal you'll take for this box of extension cords? Understanding that I could just go out and buy a new extension cord. I don't even know what extension cords cost now, and I got told, how's $5 for the whole box sound? Done. I'll take it. I lifted the box and I was like, oh, that's a heavy box. I was like, that's got to be like 5-10 pounds. Easy. Think about that. A 50-foot extension cord. There was some little cheap ones in there too, but the 50-foot one had the splice in it, so that was the worst one. The 25-foot extension cord didn't have any rips or tears in it. A bunch of little 6-footers, you know, the kind that you might use just if you have an outlet there, but you only have 2 and you need to plug in 3 things. Sometimes you'll just crumple up a little extension cord there, like a 5-footer or a 4-footer one, and just tuck it in behind something. Some people will buy the splitter. I'm cheap. I won't buy a splitter if I have some other way to do it without spending money. Why? I'd rather spend my money wiser. What is wiser? What would be a wise purchase with my money? An ounce of silver at $82.81. That would be a wiser purchase in my opinion. Why? Because I'm convinced that we're going to see a whole lot higher prices, but people don't know that. People don't understand that. Taking a quick look, let's just scroll through Wall Street Silver Reddit group. I really do love this page. I'm always combing through here and seeing what's going on. You see some cool stuff. Obviously, the balloons. I love the balloons. When the silver breaks one of the price targets, they usually put a balloon. They didn't do it yet for the $84 yet because, well, let me rephrase that. before I say that. I got to refresh it just to make sure. Yeah, we haven't seen the 84 balloon yet because it was just barely tapped in over that. Why are people buying silver now at $80 instead of when it was cheap? Well, that's a common question a lot of people have. And yeah, there's no real answer because I won't even say because mainstream says to buy it now, because mainstream still is not saying to buy it. Most people are still in awe about silver, but they're about ready to get something. I think we're going to see silver price explode so much more that even most of you watching this video right now, even myself, could not believe. I had someone ask me the other day, did you think silver was going to go up as much as it did last year? Heck no. I am a conservative. That means when I said $50 silver by the end of the year, that's what I was thinking. If I thought it would go to 70, I would have said 70. The fact is, being a conservative, saying 50 last year and seeing it get up to 72, 73, because let's be honest, we had that huge pullback right at the end of the year, just enough to make people realize that, oh, silver didn't quite go up as much as it would have. We can't have silver going up 2%, 200% in 1 year, or else. I mean, that could just trigger everything to happen. So no, we beat it down. They beat the price down, and we got it down, and then instantly the year starts, and we're 11 days in, and we've got silver up, what, double digits already in percentage? 10 days in, up $1 a day, essentially. I mean, think about that. And I'm being generous even when I say $1 a day. Technically, I think it's even more. Another person, I'm done trying to explain gold and silver to people. At this point, I'm just done. I've tried explaining gold and silver to my friends, my family, even my coworkers. And I've read so many comments on the channel that go just like this. I've talked about inflation. I've talked about currency debasement, purchasing power of your fiat money, history, all of it. Every time, the same outcome. Just blank stares, awkward silence, quick subject change. Nobody listens. Nobody wants to hear it. It's like the movement I mentioned in gold or silver. Their brain shuts off. The moment I mention gold and silver, their brain just shuts off. I am going to stop bringing it up. If people want to trust paper, debt, a promise, that's on them. And yeah, this is a comment that I've heard so many times. It's hard. It's hard, especially when it's kids or family, because I think a lot of people truly do care. They want the best. Even me. I would never wish ill on anybody. I mean, I've had friends say, I probably shouldn't say this. I had one person tell me that when he broke up with his, I guess I can say ex now, he was so mad at her, she could be on fire, and he wouldn't take a leak on her to put her out. And I'm like, damn, that's a little harsh. Me, I don't wish ill on anybody. Do I think people make bad decisions? The world is full of bad decisions. Everybody makes bad decisions. Even me, I've made bad decisions. But I've made mistakes. I made bad decisions. But at the end of the day, I wish I didn't make them, and I wish other people wouldn't make them. I wish everybody had bought into silver when it was $15. Except for those of you that actually started buying in at $5, then I'm really glad for you. I love it when someone comments, I started buying silver when it was $5. I talked to a friend of mine the other night, and he's like, yeah, you're looking at 15. He goes, I started buying at $5 or $6. And I was like, what? He goes, I've been stacking like 25, 30 years, dude. And I was like, damn, that's insane. He goes, that's why I'm not looking at silver right now as, ooh, I got to get some more. He goes, I got mine. That's what he told me. And I was like, wow. I said, that's just crazy. Silver bullion in Singapore, frequently running out of 1,000-ounce silver bars. Perth Mint, still out of 1,000-ounce silver bars. We did a story on this a while back where the big bars are just getting harder and harder to get their hands on. Why? Because big money needs it. They don't really care how they get it. They don't care what. You can put some fancy drawing on it if you want. We're just going to melt it down and turn it into a Tomahawk missile. You take a company like Raytheon, you really think they care where they get their bullion? If they found out that a coin shop had 10,000 ounces in their inventory, and the coin shop said, I'll tell you what, I'll sell you my whole coin shop right now, 10,000 ounces, let's just say, boom, times, we got $84 silver. We'll put it like a $2 premium. We'll say 84. If a coin shop had 10,000 ounces right now and they said, hey, we'll take $84 an ounce if you take it all, we want to get out of the business. I'm convinced that a company like Samsung, Tesla, they would write that check for that $840,000 in a minute. In a minute. Because at the end of the day, they don't care the price. All they care about is that they get physical metal. I'm really surprised that that big companies like Tesla, Raytheon, Samsung haven't just gone to the coin shops and said, hey, what's the cheapest silver you got right now? If I just want silver, what's the cheapest you got? And say, I'll tell you what, we'll take it all. And go down, maybe, and I don't even think they would even negotiate. I really don't. I went to a pawn shop a while back, the quarters. I told you guys this story. They had silver quarters for $12. I said, I'm not negotiating with that because I'm not paying $12 for a silver quarter. I mean, now we're at $14.50, $15. But at the time, I said, I wouldn't pay that. Well, you should negotiate with him. I don't even want to waste my breath. If he's at 12, we're too far off. I'll take him for 8. So the guy asked him. He goes, hey, we do $8 a piece on some of the quarters? He goes, well, let me check. Comes back out. Yeah, I'll take 8. And I was like, what? You got him listed at 12. Why would you accept 8? And he goes, because some people just pay it, so we don't bother. But if he wants to buy some at 8, we'll let him go for 8. I said, after he's done, how about I take them all for 7? I'll take every one you have. $7 a piece. I'll pay it right now. I'll take every single one. And he didn't even care. Pay by credit? I don't care. Pay with cash? I don't care. That's what he said. They don't. Well, in that case, then I'll take with credit. However, me being me, he said no. 8 was the lowest we could go. And I was like, okay, I'll take 10 of them. And I took the 10, gave him the $80, and put them in my pocket. And then I got home and I said, you stubborn, cheap person. You almost just got silver quarters at $8 a piece when the spot price at the time was $13.50. Because you wanted to be right more than you wanted to profit. So I called up my buddy and I said, hey, what was the address of that pawn shop? He said, why? I said, because I'm going back and I'm going to get a few more of them quarters. He sent me the address. And then as soon as I walked in, the guy said, oh, hey, how's it going? You changed your mind? I said, yeah. I said, what's the price on it? You still got $8? He said, yeah, I'll still do 8. I said, I'll take them all. It's not the first time that's happened that I realized that I made a mistake. And, some people don't understand. Stubbornness, if you are stubborn and being stubborn is going to cost you money, that's a mistake. There's no point in being stubborn or prideful if it's going to cost you money, especially when it's going to cost you real ounces, because silver is real money. I want you to think about that for a minute. You pick up, we'll just say 10 quarters at $8 a piece. Okay, maybe you didn't make that big of a profit if they're $12 a piece. But at 13, at 14, at 15, those quarters keep going up in value over time. That is real wealth. That ain't paper. People don't understand what's going on. They don't understand that the currency that they're using is losing value faster and faster than ever. So they want to hold their paper. In some cases, they want to run away with their money thinking they're ahead of the game. But silver price just keeps on climbing. Boom. And like they said, dumb apes are the ones buying silver. The people that don't have a clue about investing. They're the ones. They're the crazy ones. We ain't got a clue. Why would we be buying silver? It doesn't make sense. Because we understand the outcome. And there are people out there that are junior apes that are new to stacking, and maybe they don't have all the details. And then there's full silverback gorillas that understand what's going on, and they're helping make this movement happen. But it's not just them. Then there's the companies like Samsung, Tesla, solar panel companies. And I don't know the name of the number one solar panel company in China. I should know it. I should be saying that name just like I say Samsung and Tesla, because they're the ones actually buying the most silver. And they've got the money to buy it because of how big they are. But Samsung and Tesla are big companies too. They just happen to be the companies here in the United States. So we know them a little bit better. Look how quick it's going up. $82. We were at 83, 84. And people all see, look, we were at 81 and someone said upcoming $82. That was only 2 hours ago. Excuse me. Upcoming, it's came and gone 82. Now we're at almost 83. We got up to 84. Gold price. Someone took a screenshot of this right here. Look at this. While checking my gold and silver app, gold price, boom, $5,422. Price just keeps going up. I already got a feeling, excuse me, I'm catching a cough. I need to start keeping my water with me. I drink so much water and stuff. This is a funny one. Someone took a picture of their kids. There's a proper way to raise your children. I'm not going to lie. I had my son playing with silver when he was little. Not little like this. Little as in he was like, I think, let's see, 11. Right around 11 years old. Maybe 10 years old. I'd have him playing with the bars. Not playing like this because, look, they're turning into little Legos. That's about the most expensive Lego set right there. Trying to build a little tower and stuff, little city. Got his little cars here, car here. Those aren't important enough. That's why they're off to the side. You got the other toys over here. Better watch out that don't roll under the couch when you look at it. You think about that. A $2,000 roll of silver just rolling under the couch. Nope. That one's trying to put it in his mouth. He's trying to hide one and take it with him. I literally love this page. What watching the price chart feels like tonight. Here's the thing. This is for some people, they look at this like right now. That's the price charts. I think people are going to feel like this and even more later as the price continues to climb. Let's see, scrolling down. You know, I keep that MF in cling on me. You got the little guy sitting on top, the Wall Street. This is the Wall Street Bets guy. For those of you that don't know what that is, because a lot of people that follow this channel, they may not be up on the memes. I was sending pictures of apes to someone all the time with the price number, and the person didn't understand. What's up with the monkeys, bro? And I was like, they're silverback monkeys, silverback gorillas. He's like, silverback? Think about it. This person just building little cities with their... Even adults are playing with it now. Expensive little Lego set there. I need to go to my storage and pull everything out and see what I got and build a little city. Kind of cool. Look at all the little things they're building with them. Some memes. Silver. So hot right now. Absolutely. What a spectacle. The Federal Reserve in the background. And here we are just eating our popcorn, holding our silver, watching it burn. Scrolling down, let's see. I've been saying this for years. How are bankrupt countries like France and UK buying hundreds of billions of U.S. bonds per year? Are all apes enjoying the silver squeeze right now? Well, done to everyone who held on for so long. I think the best is yet to come. And that's actually how I feel. I think the best is yet to come. I don't think people understand. 80 is not the top in my personal opinion. Here we go. This was only 3 hours ago. $81. Woohoo! We got $81 3 hours ago. Now we're at 84. Who knows? By the time you're watching this video, we could be even higher. Someone got it right here 3 hours ago. Small cup and handle, almost complete. Boom, boom. The red line, that's the cup and handle pattern. And it's completed. And who knows? I think when it completes totally, it is complete. I shouldn't say that. I just think because the U.S. markets aren't open to see it complete, we could see it come down just a little bit, but it ain't going to be much before it just pumps back up again. And once it pumps up during American trading hours, the United States trading hours, I think then we're going to see something happen. It's too bad that it went as high as it did in overnight trading. But who knows? There's probably people here in the U.S. I don't know if I can say that. Janet Yellen, has a lot of darn goal. Let's see here. Fiscal irresponsibility when her drainaged money printed. Directly responsible for destroying the purchase power and standard of living for millions of middle-class working Americans. Janet Yellen warns the $38 trillion national debt is nearing a red line economists have warned about for decades. Okay, economists warned about it. Where was the Federal Reserve? They had to have seen these articles. They didn't care, and they still don't really care. The plan is destroy your currency. And some people will get it, and some people will not get it until it's too late. 5 days ago, $80 silver. This was Friday. It technically wasn't $80, but I mean, it did get up to 80 and then it came back down just under 80. Why did it come down just under 80 on a Friday afternoon when the markets were set to close? Because they could not go into the weekend leaving it over 80, so they had to beat it down to $79.80. 3 hours ago, cup and handle just $1.3 away. We've already ate that. Boom. $88 is coming up. Some serious going down. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, we knew once we hit the 84 during open markets, we're going to see the 88, that 89, the 90. I think the 90 is where we're going to run to real quick. Scrolling down here, we got silver, gold, silver, NVIDIA. We already looked at this chart and talked a little bit about it. This is a good one. I like this. I love this. Toasting, $82 silver. Think about that. That's going to be a lot of you toasting $100 silver. Let's see here. $80 silver. I don't know. Does someone really think it's going to go down from here? Let's see. They might think there's a tap down coming. Which way, Mr. Handle? Even if we get a double handle, I'm not at all worried about it. Buying silver on eBay, someone said. Lots of fakes. Actually, I should read this one because there are a lot of fakes on eBay right now. Someone gave me the other day a fake panda. I thought it was pretty cool. He just gave it to me for free, even though it's fake. I know some people ask me, they're like, what does a fake really look like? Everybody thinks, oh, I've been collecting long enough, I can tell a fake. Very few people can tell fakes. Some people might tell obvious ones, but if you got a really good one, it could fake people. But here's the thing. Usually when I show a fake to someone, I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? No, you can't buy it. I'm not selling it. And instantly when I say something like that, what do you think of this? They know something's off. I need to come up with a new way to say that to really, hey, check this out. Look what I just got. And then see if they still say fake. At Max, almost out of silver bars, low inventory. This morning, at Max had a total inventory of $4.88 million of 10-ounce bars, and 10 ounce kilograms, and 100 ounce bars. 1 hour later, a bunch of 100 ounce bars were sold, and now inventory stands at 4.2 million. That's AppMax. I want you to think about that for a minute. AppMax is the number one, in my opinion. They're the biggest online bullion dealer in the U.S. Not maybe the best, but they are the biggest. And that's just my opinion, not financial advice, not talking for them. I don't know exactly. I've never really looked up who the biggest is. Not going to take that. Ooh, I've always liked this set. I've seen this set before. Some of my favorite 10-ounce bars. Keep holding. Yeah, these are nice right here. I remember when these first came out, I kind of wanted the set of 4. But at the time, silver had just broke over $20, and I said, I'm not paying $210 for a $200 bar of silver. I'm definitely not getting a $210 10-ounce bar of silver anymore, because at the time, silver had just hit $21 when they came out, and I was like, they're pretty, but I won't pay it. I'll wait. And I waited and waited and waited, and now at $84, that's $840. I'm definitely not going to get those bars for $3,200, if I said that right. Maybe $3,300. Oh, but then there's a premium. They're not going to give them away at spot. Let's see here. Excuse me. 13 hours ago. If the vault is empty, the spare is broken, the hypersonic silver reckoning is upon us. Yep. I think people don't really realize how high silver can really go, but they're going to learn the hard way. What is this right here? Ooh, hey, this is interesting. I hadn't noticed that. I'm going to have to verify that. Paper silver to paper to silver ratio. 374.1 to every 1. I got to verify that real quick because we've been locked in at like 359, I think. Let's see on here if it changed. Oh yeah, it did. 374.91. Yeah, I could go back in the videos and show you guys that only a week ago when we pulled this chart up, it wasn't that high. So a lot of paper hit the market over the last couple weeks. I'm just kind of refreshing it right now. See if we can get a good refresh to make sure. Debt, $38.6 trillion. Scrolling through a little bit more, and then we're going to probably wrap up the video. I don't want it to go too long, even though I think I'm already at an hour. Yeah, I'm at an hour already. I'll probably end it here. I know some people ain't gonna probably watch more than an hour video. I don't even know how many people make it to the end. I know if you leave a comment that says something like "I made it to the end," then I know you made it to the end. I've said before, I used to do this all the time in videos. I'd be like, okay, anybody that makes it to the end of the video, put a comment like 2 periods at the end. Because if you say I made it to the end, or enter me in for the free ounce of silver, I made it to the end, then everybody makes it a point to go to the end of the video and just look. But they fast forward through it. They just kind of zip through, just slide the little circle all the way over. So at one point I was saying, okay, if you want to be entered, you got to put 2 comments at the end of your comment. 2 little periods. I said 2 comments, 2 little periods at the end. So you just read the comment, it would have ... And a lot of people do not pay attention to the ... Scrolling through, we're almost done. I think we're going to wrap up here. What's that? I was actually looking to see when you're not good looking, but she knows you're a silver stacker. Whoo, yeah. I think I've been there before. Yep. Let's see here. There was one thing I wanted to find. It's driving me nuts not being able to find it. I was hoping I would find it so I'd get to talk about it. It was an old article. And it was actually from Kitco. Where Kitco was kind of dissing silver for a while. And Janet Yellen, Yellow Brick Road, to $78. Yeah, $78 6 days ago. I wonder if these people ever see these things, like Janet Yellen. I wonder if she ever sees stuff like that. Ooh, that was a good article right there. What's going on in Singapore right now? Dealers are scrambling to get inventory. I can't play it because I can't play other people's stuff for you, so that's why I even have the sound off. But I can't play other people's YouTube videos. Oh, hey, there it is right there. Oh, no, this is not the same one. But let's open it up. Does anybody remember? Some people may not even remember this. I'm going to read it. Does anyone remember the Great Silver Psyop in 2021? That was only about 4 years ago. Most upvoted post on Reddit. User deleted. But let's take a look at their posts, because you can't put nothing on the internet without knowing that someone out there is going to save it. It's blanking awful seeing the silver misinformation campaign everywhere. I look everywhere I look. Don't buy silver. It's a total trap. They're talking on CNBC as if people on Reddit are actually squeezing the silver market. It's freaking absurd. They're particularly encouraging it. They're practically encouraging it. They're like, wow, these Redditors are squeezing silver. How cool. Actually blanking, encouraging it. Literally a scam. Should have mentioned it's literally blanking. I got to say blanking because there's a lot of F words in there. Blanking, irresponsible to squeeze the silver price, as if that's what we're doing. But it's not shorted at all. Hedge funds and I'm not even sure how they pronounce that. Sidil, hold lots of long positions in it. Oh, so banks hold lots of long positions in silver, not shorts. Buying it would be playing right into their hands. Buying silver will make you likely lose your money and absolutely give it to the hedge funds. By silver, I mean SLV. I know nothing about physical silver. For anybody confused. Edit 2. If you bought SLV months or years ago and made a profit, hey, that's fantastic. This post is just saying that you should not buy silver right now. This isn't financial advice. I am mentally challenged. So here, let's just see. This was written 4 years ago. Before I wrap up the video, 4 years ago. Let's go out 4 years ago. Where were we? 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Yeah, it is mentally insane. 4 years ago, you could have bought in silver for $22.90, $22 range. Yeah, I mean, up 4x pretty much now. Not quite, but we will be probably in the next couple days. And anybody that was just recently watching as the video was going on, we got up to that $84 mark. And then, oh no, it's coming down. Look, it's coming down. It's 82.36. Pop back up. Try to bring it down a little bit more. 82.36. Pop back up. Now we're at 83.27. Like I always say, stack if you want, don't if you don't want to. The numbers are in. The people that have stacked are going to do very well, I believe. The price is probably going to go up. And when I make a statement, silver's only going to go higher, that does not mean that you're not going to see dips. Does not mean that. It means on an average, I think we have some plenty of room to run. Not financial advice. I too am a little slow, mentally challenged. I don't want to say anything improper. But yeah, who knows? We'll have to see. I guess only time will tell. If I were you, I'd make sure you got some silver. So who knows? thank you all for watching. We ran a little long today. I got carried away. I knew when I said I didn't have a good video that it was going to be a long video. I had a hunch because I was just going to start rambling, just let into it, and probably upset some people. But hey, what's got to be done has got to be done. But those people that got upset, they ain't still watching the video now. They've done left 30 minutes ago at least. So those of you that made it this far, hey, put 2 periods at the end of the video. If you make a comment, put 2 periods in at the end. That way everybody don't just jump on it. I'll know. If you got 2 periods at the end of your comment, I'll know. Don't be that guy that says, I made it to the end. Although I know there's a couple of you that like to joke and you're going to do it. So prove me wrong. But put 2 periods and let's just see how many people actually make it to the end of the video. It's always fun. I just enjoy doing it just to see who makes it to the end without giving away. Because as soon as someone gives it away, then everybody puts 2 periods. Very few people are going to read all the comments and notice, wait a minute, why does everybody have 2 periods? What does that mean? I actually had one person write, one time I laughed, yeah, enter me for the free kilo. And all of a sudden the view just skyrocketed in views. Everybody's watching the whole video looking for it. Like, what was the hidden message? I just get a kick out of some stuff, but don't do it on this video. I want to just see 2 periods at the end, just so I can get a kick. Another video, maybe you can do that, and then you'll have people, I saw the secret phrase, put me in for the free kilo. I know you still only have about 4 entries, but I'm going to let you all go. I hope you all have a great day. Remember, hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe. Leave me a comment, even if it's a little short comment like good morning. I love those. Those are easy for me to read real quick because I do try to reply to every single comment within a day or two. So with that being said, go ahead and check out some of these other great videos. If you haven't been following the episodes, the wealth preservation episode fundamentals, definitely check that out. And if not, check out some of these other great videos. I'm going to put 3 hyperlinks right here. Take care, everybody, and have a great day. I'll see you all this evening with another episode, a short episode, 10-minute episode tonight. Take care, everybody. You have a great one. Bye-bye.